because, we are reaching a point where people need to up their game if they're going to be successful. And, you know, in order to build a relationship, which, business starts with building a relationship, you need to take that time to personalize. And so there's two mistakes that people make on LinkedIn with not personalizing. One is, they just don't even realize it. They haven't taken the time to learn that this is, of course, a best practice. It's like, you know, you wouldn't just send an email to somebody that you don't know and, just, well, many people do actually, and just go into the sales pitch. But like, it's like meeting somebody at an event, or something like that, and just going straight into, a sales pitch, or, not even taking the time to listen to somebody. So, when you have social media platforms, you have so many opportunities to learn things about people, whether it's looking at their Facebook profile, their LinkedIn profile, the content they've shared on LinkedIn. It's really easy to take 30 seconds and personalize a note. And it's the difference between somebody accepting it and not. You know, you might have a certain percentage of people that will accept it regardless of whether you personalize it. But you're going to have an awful lot that won't, more of a percentage that won't. And so, what's the point in doing this if you're not going to actually get accepted? What's the point in doing this if you're never going to actually build a relationship? It's about collecting connections, and connections don't equal, relationships or revenue or anything really. There's no result to it. So, taking that time, I think that, people are in such a hurry and they're all looking for shortcuts, and shortcuts don't work. And I've said this for years. I'm like, I don't teach shortcuts because shortcuts don't work. If somebody's teaching you how to save time, they're also teaching you how to reduce your results. So, spend, you know, double the amount of time on a single person and have 10 times better results. So instead of spending, let's say an hour sending out unpersonalized invitations, spend 10 minutes sending out 10 personalized ones, and you'll get way better results with that than the hour that you spent doing something that wasn't personalized, or that didn't really start the whole relationship process. Not only that, if you're using LinkedIn as a lead generation tool, which is exactly what I teach, you want people to be accepting them. So if everybody's hitting the ignore button, it's just absolutely pointless. You're not going to achieve your goals.
I like what I just heard there, the fact that, if they're teaching you to save time, then they're basically teaching you to get no results, paraphrasing. And that's really cool to hear, because it seems as if now we've seen a lot of like, quick, I don't know, get rich quick schemes in some ways, especially with these ads. It just doesn't make sense, really. And I just wish that, many could just take the time to understand that it takes time to build relationships and also build businesses, especially on social.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to take a lot of time. But it does take some time. It's no different than how it would happen in real life. You don't meet somebody the very first day, and then translate that into business 90% of the time. Sometimes you do, but there's usually a process that happens, and it depends on each person's business, and what a normal sales cycle looks like. How many conversations one has before they actually are able to convert an interested prospect to a client. For some people, it's one call. For others, it's a 1 month sales cycle. For some, it's a 7. It really depends.
And this leads into another article which I really like and very interesting, it, that you wrote, called "Why I Don't Connect with Lions," quote unquote. And for many, that many may not understand what lions are, but can you share more about why you should not connect with quote unquote lions on LinkedIn?
Well, I'm not telling other people not to connect with them. I was sharing my perspective. So what a lion is it's a LinkedIn open networker. And what that means when they put that in their profile, if you see somebody that says lion in their, their headline, or some people, put it in their name field, which is actually against LinkedIn's terms of service, to have anything other than your name in your name field. But many people will promote that. And what they're saying is, hey, I'll accept every single invitation that I receive. Now, I don't believe in that because there's fake profiles out there, there's spammy profiles out there. And, by accepting anybody and everybody, you're going to have a very, very, very low quality network. And most people don't want to have a very low quality network. It serves no purpose. So for me, it's not the right move. I don't want to fill my network with low quality people. And I don't want to fill my network with people that are willing to accept connection requests from anybody, because those people have easier access to me now. So that's my belief. That's my perspective. I've had some people reach out to me and send me connection requests, and I didn't accept. And then they've sent me messages after saying, "Hey, Melanie, I was wondering why you didn't accept my connection request." And I said, quite honestly, it's because you advertise yourself as a lion, a LinkedIn open networker. And they're like, "Oh, I didn't think that that was a bad thing. I was doing that just to say that, I would be open to accepting people." And I said, "Well, here, let me send you a link to an article I wrote, which is why I don't accept connection requests from lions, and I'll share my perspective with you." And he got it right away. He was like, "Wow, that's true." So he went into his profile, he removed that, sent me another connection request. I accepted.
Wow, that's awesome. That's really cool there. So and one of the things that may might not understand, not underutilized there too, is the publisher too. And basically you could use that to become like to build your thought leadership, quote unquote, on a platform. So but here's a question: should people repurpose their content from their blogs onto the publisher, or should they just write there natively?
Great question. I'm a big believer that you should always focus your attention on the assets of which you own, which is your website and your blog. So all my articles that I write go on my blog. Some of them I repurpose after the fact on LinkedIn Publisher. So I don't need to build my thought leadership through LinkedIn Publisher articles. I build that through what I do everywhere, and my blog being my hub, my main hub online. However, sometimes people that might be, connected to me on LinkedIn aren't seeing my blog. So why not open that up to a lot more people and some new potential eyeballs and viewers on that content by sharing it and repurposing it on LinkedIn Publisher? I think it's absolutely, a fantastic thing to do. And I definitely use it and share content there. Not quite as frequently as I'd like to, because, there's just so many things, so many hours in the day. But I'm always sharing my own content from my blog through status updates and so forth, and then repurposing from time to time through the LinkedIn Publisher. I think it's a great idea to do it. The other reason I think it's a fantastic idea to do it is that LinkedIn's got powerful Google indexing, which means that your blog posts that you write on LinkedIn Publisher can be found much higher in the search results than they'll ever be found in your blog post or your website. So for that reason, there's a tremendous opportunity that many people are missing by not doing that.
Awesome. And